What's up, guys? It's Grant Speaks Canes. If you're rocking with you, then you know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button so you never miss out on the video. Today, we're watching the Joe Rose Show. We're going to see what Mario Cristobal has to say about the Virginia Tech win. Let's dive right into it.
Good morning, Joe. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great, and nothing like a clean pocket and making accurate throws all over the place before we get into everything. That was kind of fun to watch, and Carson's really had it rolling here. The pass protection, coach. Every kid in the country love to have that protection. Overall, this year, it's been really good.
Getting better and better. Offense certainly, starting to click. Hit on all cylinders now, and got an awesome test coming up this weekend up there in Pittsburgh. So, got to keep working our tails off this week and get better and prepare.
I think when it comes to our offensive line, we have had some talk, some discussion about the run blocking, but there has never been a discussion about the pass blocking needing to improve. When you talk about the offensive line to the running backs and keeping Carson upright, this team has done a beautiful job. This offensive line has done a beautiful job. And Carson has done a great job of just running for a couple extra yards. And basically, all you have to do is, if I'm looking at some of the transfer portal quarterbacks out there to bring in, all you have to do is send that quarterback the cut up and say, look, I want you to watch every drop back of Carson Beck and Cam Ward. We're going to cut it up for you. It's not going to take long. And I'm going to show you why, if you come to Miami, you can work to your full potential because you will be protected. And that is a huge selling point to a lot of quarterbacks out of there. A lot of quarterbacks out there. And this game against Virginia Tech, pass blocking was good.
Well, that's, boy, I tell you what, how do you, before we get into all this stuff, and hell, I was trying to wait till the end of the show, but Saturday was a day full of Notre Dame Canes talk, and your guys must hear it. Have you had to tell everybody, let's stay away from the noise and focus on Pitt, or you seem like you have a pretty mature team about the whole thing?
I think our entire organization understands that, people want to throw out scenarios and all that stuff. All that matters is winning, right? All that matters is you're 1-0 this particular week, and that's the best opportunity always to take care of business, play a team head-to-head, and settle it on the field.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty simple if you are the football coach and the football players, right? Me, I'm a content creator, so I got to look at the narratives. I got to kind of speak out about a couple things here and there. And I got to, if I feel like there's a conspiracy going on with the committee, I got to, I come out there, I make a video about it. But when you're the players, the only thing you're human, so you're going to know about it. But at the end of the day, the only thing you can do is win the games ahead of you. Because, look, if you would have lost to Syracuse, there would have been no Miami Hurricane discussion. If you would have lost to NC State, there would have been no Miami Hurricane discussion. If you were to lost to Virginia Tech, there would be no more Miami Hurricane discussion. And if for some reason you are to lose to this Pitt Panthers team, again, there will be no more discussing of Miami Hurricanes. So, only thing you can do as a player is to continue to do whatever y'all have been doing these last 3 games. Continue to do that. Get to the end of the season. And then we'll see what the committee says. And I'm sure then Mario will start lobbying a little bit more. But at the end of the day, I thought I saw somebody looking out my window. I thought I saw about that. At the end of the day, you just got to take care of business, especially if you're the coach and the players.
No, I no question about it. Hey, this Malachi Tony story, it just gets better and better. Whether he's in motion, throwing it on a line, putting a little air under it, or returning kicks, it's incredible. You've been around a lot of really good freshmen, from Miami to you've seen them in Bama, you've seen them in Oregon, you've seen them in some of the best places in the country. Where does this guy rank from what you've seen through the first 11 games of his career, what he's done?
He's off to an awesome start, and certainly you want to play out the entire season, to be able to to gauge, right, exactly where. But, I think a part of him that doesn't get mentioned enough is the pride that he takes in physical conditioning, like actual fitness and strength and conditioning. Because when you get that many touches and all those different ways, right, you're getting tackled by DBs, you're getting tackled by 300-pounders up front, and then you don't really come out of the game. So hats off to him for all that stuff. But he just keeps getting better and better each week. And, again, he's going to be in here in a few minutes, I'm sure, to get ready and try to get the ball some more.
Every week I cannot believe Malachi Tony, because I'm being serious. Like, as somebody who watches a lot of football and as somebody who has always wished that Miami just had that offensive weapon, I'm glad that we have that. But I do want to take this time to discuss a topic I saw on Twitter when somebody said, why do we keep putting Malachi Tony in motion? Oh, why do we got to put Malachi Tony in motion and throw that little screen? And I just wanted to talk about it just in case somebody out there watching this video is wondering that. Malachi Tony has put so much on film that if it's 3rd and 1 and Malachi goes in motion, do you know every defender heart starts to beat faster? It used to be, name a receiver, he goes in motion, the DBs are like, yeah, whatever. Malachi Tony is so dangerous that when you put him in motion, it changes everything the defense is thinking, because you cannot say all whatever with Malachi Tony, especially because we've shown that we'll make him pass it, we'll give it to him running. So that one little motion is making every defender think so much more than they normally was because of how talented Malachi is. And then sometimes you have to throw that little motion and then dump off to him, because one, you want to get the ball in your best player's hands. And two, you want them to know, like, hey, when we put this man in motion, we'll hand him off the jet sweep. We'll hand him off and throw the little pop pass. And sometimes on 3rd and short, we'll put him in motion just so you can think about it, and y'all can't stuff the box, and we'll hand it off to Pringle, we'll hand it off to Fletcher, and get the first down. So I want people to think about every time Malachi Tony goes in motion, if you're on the defense, that one little motion is putting 10 different plays in your mind. Pop pass, screen to him, hand it off to him, direct pass to him. There's so many possibilities. Oh, the ball gets snapped and we got to go.
Hey, Coach, I know you guys gave up some yards running. Virginia Tech able to run the ball pretty well for almost 200 yards in that game. But at the same time, man, I thought Moton had his moments where he was really good. Justin Scott looks like he's getting better and better. Is that what you saw, and what was the biggest problem? Because those guys at times really had some great plays.
You know what they did? It felt like it was something different when they did get those runs. Sometimes it was we didn't set an edge. Sometimes we didn't fit it correctly. And sometimes they did a great job just getting hats, leverage, and numbers right to certain parts of the field and create some runs. But you know what? Credit to them. They have a really good run game. They're one of the top running games in the country. And also a good opportunity for us to attack some of the things that people are going to use against us or try to use against us for us to get better. So, but Scott and Moton certainly played a really good game. They were really disruptive. We want to be certainly more consistent up front on that side of the ball like we have been really the entire year. I think it's a great I think it was great. I think it was great that a team came at us. We get to learn from it in a win and go and get better.
I want to definitely give a shout out to Ahmad Moton, because this is a guy who, you know, he decided to come back to Miami. Could have went to the transfer portal. Hell, in the past, we've seen people like Ahmad Moton just go to the NFL just willy-nilly like. So for Ahmad, for him to come back into the program, and then you have Miami bringing in the David Blay. You got a young buck in Justice Scott, and Moton is like, I'm here to ball. And every time he gets his shot, he shows out. Now, against Virginia Tech, he played a hell of a game, very good game, and I was excited to see him do that. Justice Scott seems to continue to get better, and there are players that are continually getting better that shows you that Miami's improving. Now, a lot of people will say, well, Virginia Tech, they rushed for 200 yards. That means other teams are going to do that. And what people have to realize is Virginia Tech's offense is set up to where they will always have the numbers game because they don't want to pass the ball. They don't want to try to pass the ball. And they got Kyron Drones who will run the ball. And when he runs it, he's not easy to take down. You know, he's a big boy. So they're always going to have the numbers, which makes it tough to stop the run. And then you look at the fact that there's no Keontae Scott, like Mario Cristobal said. The first thing he said was setting the edge. One of the big parts of setting the edge is coming from that nickel position. And our Jim Thorpe Award semifinalist and Keontae Scott, he's out for the season. So I think definitely if you get on film, if you're another team, you want to say, okay, I'm going to try to stretch the ball out. But at the end of the day, Virginia Tech is a different type of team because they always have the numbers because of who their quarterback is. You do wish the defense played better, but that is something to take into account.
Pringle, again, plays a lot of football for you as a true freshman, makes a great catch. Did not know what kind of receiver he was. That was a big-time catch in the end zone for the touchdown. Just talk about his growth now for 2.5 games.
Yeah, just the maturity is showing up. Again, all his off-season work, his level of explosiveness is a high level. We didn't have any explosive runs. We didn't have any really on Saturday, but there was some consistency in the run game. And it was great to have Mark Fletcher back as well also. And, you know, by the middle of this week, he should be 100% ready to roll. And certainly he's such a big factor, not only to our run game, but to our entire team.
Pringle didn't have any explosive runs, but I promise you guys, it seems like every time he touched the ball, he's probably one shoestring tackle away from getting a couple of those. So I'm gonna guess in the next couple games he's gonna get a big one. But if you look at that touchdown catch, that's just him showing what else he could do. You know, this is a football player, and some receivers can't make that catch where you have to extend the body, you have to catch the ball, close the ball up, because nowadays it's so hard to even know what a catch is. So for you to catch it, secure it, and come down with it, and it knocked the air out of him, that was a hell of a play. And that shows you that, hey, I'm not just a scat back. No, I'm a running back who can run it between the tackles, outside the tackles, and then I can go on that wheel route and go up there and get the ball. The ball didn't just come to me. I had to go up there and get it. And that shows you we have a good football player. Again, people have to take into account that when we talk about teams improving, how can you say Miami has not improved when they have a whole new starter that is making plays for them?
Hey, Coach, I got to tell you, watching all the different games, I got to tell you, you went through something during that game from what I think it was like third quarter, 3rd and 6. They get 5 yards. They sprint up. It looks like the ball's coming down. Matter of fact, after it's all settled, the official that works in the booth is saying it looked like he dropped the ball after all of that confusion. You're over on the side. They try to sprint it. You guys stop them. They call it, and then you guys run wide, or they run wide. You get a 3-yard loss, but the face mask penalty. Can you run me through that whole thing and what they told you while you're over there talking to them, having a conversation?
Nah, I really can't. I mean,
it was wild. It was. Can we just call it a wild few minutes, waiting to see and how they're going to call that?
It's just psychologically disturbing, you know, and it's a lot. I don't know where to start because once I start, I'll keep going, and the show's got a limited amount of time. So, no, brother, I'm not going to even waste your time. You know, we just got to roll, and, hey, go Canes.
When it comes to the officials, there's only a couple things. Either one, it's human error, And when Miami plays, there seems to be some egregious human error. And this is going back from when Miami had 2 safeties a couple years ago called non-safeties. So this isn't just me talking about this season, right? This isn't me talking about them blowing a whistle dead when we have a chance to blow out Florida. This isn't me talking about last week or this game when it looks like the player who was it? Pruitt gets the shoulder, but they call a face mask, or them saying no, they called the timeout, no, they get the go. It's either human error, or the officials are terrible, or something to do with how popular sports gambling has gotten, or there is a stigma to this Miami Hurricane team. One of those is the reason why, but one thing people cannot say is that when there's a Miami Hurricane game, you cannot get on Miami fans for discussing the officials, because for some reasons the officials do something to make themselves a part of the game. They do something, and it's always weird. And this time it was giving Virginia Tech several times to run for 1 yard. I've never seen anything like that in my life. And how many times are we going to get on here just to say, oh, they made a mistake? Eventually you keep making a mistake. It is who they are, right? There is something going on. You know? Come on now.
Hey, okay. And Mesidor, my gosh, man. I know we talk a lot about Ruben and how good he's been. Mesidor is also, boy, you just got a whole bunch of guys, and even the guys coming in just getting better and better with that pass rush. It has been the strength from the start of the season and continues to be with 5 more sacks and a lot of pressures in that game. Mesidor's kind of the guy that's kind of they put him on some lists, but other lists, but damn, is he good.
Yeah, to me, people need to start speaking of him in the same light as they do of all the best players in the country, because he is that. You know, he's not just a compliment to other great players on our team. He is a leader. He is a guy at the forefront, and he's playing as good as anybody else out there in the run and in the pass. And he's fought through nicks and bumps, you know, and the guy has really epitomized what you want, you know, on your football team. Obviously, along with Ruben Bain and some other guys, but Akeem Mesidor does not get talked about enough, and I feel very comfortable talking about him like that because he doesn't care. He just wants to go back to work and go win and get better. So I appreciate you mentioning him, man. He's been awesome.
One of the problems that this program has had is players leaving too early for the NFL. I don't know who tells some of these players, but we've all seen it. Players that we think could come back and help this team and help themselves, they decide to go to the NFL, and then on draft day, they don't get their name called into the 6th, 7th, and sometimes they go undrafted. Akeem Mesidor, I believe he had 5 or 6 sacks last season. He could have been a 6th, 7th round pick, maybe even earlier. I don't know. But he decided to come back. And now look how they're talking about him. And now look at the games he's putting on film. Now he's going to have a full healthy season to show the NFL scouts, look at that. So I'm really hoping that a lot of players see this, that especially with the NIL, if you come back to this program, you're helping the program, definitely. Akeem, thank you, because you're definitely helping this Miami Hurricane team. But it also will help you out. And with NIL, you can get compensated rather than just rush it to the NFL. I'm hoping this is the trend that players stop going to the NFL too soon.
Hey, the young class, man, I said this last week. It always is good. I know we talk so much about transfer portal, which, by the way, you hit a home run on. I think everybody would agree with a lot of really good football players. But it's also fun to watch guys right out of high school play well. And you got a lot of guys really stepping up here. Even that receiving core getting better and better.
Yes, sir. We're proud of those guys. I think we have almost a couple thousand snaps worth of freshman play this year, which is really, really high, and certainly we have more games to play. But the combination that we got the right portal guys. Not only are they good players, they're good people. They've done a really good job of grooming the young guys. So it's a really good blend. We continue to just pour a ton of effort into scouting and bringing in the right guys and building the roster and player development, and it's paying off. And certainly we've gotten a whole lot better. We got a ways to go, but a lot of great progress. Exciting.
I agree. Did a great job with the transfer portal, but look at these young receivers making plays. Now, we know Malachi Tony, but Upshaw, he got a big catch this week. Josh Moore, I still think we have not seen the best Josh Moore. And when that kid, what? Yeah, they've done a great job in whatever they got working, because there were some additions and some subtractions to the personnel department. And I'm going to be interested in watching this offseason to see, was this year a fluke, or do we have a system that's going to continue to bring in good transfer portal players, because they hit on almost everybody, and then continue to develop the young guys and getting them in the games.
Coach, during that game, everybody's talking about, not everybody, a lot of people, everybody's got their own opinions on these games. Did you feel any pressure that you guys had to go out and put 50 on the board, and because, right now everybody's trying to run up scores and get brownie points for the competition or the committee tomorrow that's going to vote on this final 12. Do you feel that during the game, or do you try to stay away from that?
Well, our expectation during the game is every time we have the ball, we want to score, and we're going to score. And every time we're on defense, we're going to get a stop. So that doesn't change. It never has, for us. Our level of game control throughout this year is really, really high, which is, I know, a metric that people, throw in there and use all the time as well. But, in a game where you only have 8 possessions and you score 6 times, and really you don't score the other time because, you had the Aaron snap, which, our center thought that he had to clap, and the other one was, I think, 2 successive penalties. That's imagine that's a normal game where you have 12 possessions. You're in the 50-point range. So, all in all, I think, again, we went out, took care of business, controlled everything from the beginning until the end.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. The choice of the lawyer is an important decision.
500. You look at that. It's with the proximity.
And I think the more advocates that are out there for the game being played and settled on the field, especially now that we're playing some of our best football, it's what all of us played the game and coached the game for, results on the field, not for beauty pageant points.
Coach,
Results on the field. All I'm saying is, if Miami finishes 10-2, committee, I'm talking to y'all right now. Don't be pussies, committee. If Miami finishes 10-2 and Notre Dame finishes 10-2, put those resumes side by side. Stop letting Notre Dame run from that head-to-head matchup, because that's what they're doing right now. Right now, they've come out to say Miami and Notre Dame, they aren't in comparable pods. Well, they can't be if y'all keep moving them. Right now, they should not move up anymore, and Miami should continue to move up. But I got a feeling they don't want them in the same pods, because then they got to look at the head-to-head. What they're hoping for is either Miami or Notre Dame loses. That will help out their case. That makes it easy for them. But if Notre Dame beats Stanford, Miami beats Pittsburgh, those teams should be compared. Both teams 10-2, both of them play very similar schedules. I don't want to hear about eye tests and all that stuff. I want both of them compared off the metrics. If you're not going to do that, then why do you have the metrics? Why do you have head-to-head?
You expect to get David Blay back? I bring him up because he's been so good on the defensive line. You expect him to be back and playing this game?
I feel pretty good about it. He was striking that sled yesterday and just about broke it, so I think he's really close to get back.
You get more guys back too as well, or you feel pretty good with what you have right now, and there might be some more guys out?
Yeah, it's at the beginning of the month, at the end of October, we lost I think it was 6 or 7 like full-time, not only starters but team leaders, and we're getting them back in pieces. We expect the full-speed Mark Fletcher. We expect OJ to be back this week. We expect CJ Daniels now to really be back. He got a few plays on Saturday, but we expect him to really be back. It's good to have Moton back. Hopefully we get David Blay back. Who else? I think that's most. Keontae's the one you're not going to get back. Keontae, he's back, and it's a shame because that guy, my Lord, he's such a good player. He's a game changer.
Yeah, no question about it, man. We spent a lot of time last week talking about I see why you loved him so much as a player after all those things. So have you had a chance already to sit and look at Pitt going to Georgia Tech and beating them the way they did, getting off to that great start, winning that game 42-28?
Yeah, they're arguably the most explosive offense right now, in the country. I mean, they're first in the conference in TDs, scoring, and total passing yards. And you saw their freshman running back comes in there and takes on the role while one of their prominent players is hurt, and he rushes for 200-plus yards. And in terms of explosive plays, it's off the charts. But the thing is, I know everyone's talking about their offense, and rightfully so, Joe, but their defense is really, really fast and explosive. They get you on the ground. Some of the best tackles I've seen so far. They do a great job up front. Their linebackers they're ball hawks, man. They get runners, quarterbacks. They just close on them with tremendous speed, and they've got a fair amount of pick sixes and forcing turnovers has been a big thing for them. This is, the scores of some of their games aren't indicative. The ones that they lost aren't indicative of the actual game itself. These guys they're 6-1 in their last 7 games, and really they're playing just really high level football.
If you had
Agreed. Pitt is a good team. Miami can't sleepwalk. Miami can't start off slow. We got to play. We got to play 4 quarters because this Pitt team, they do not give up. Seems like every game I've watched, they've got a defensive touchdown. So you look at Narduzzi. He's known for his cover 4 and just go attack. They don't do a lot of fancy stuff. They just want their players to play fast. And then offensively, Turner, Reed, Desmond Reed didn't play last week, but when Miami comes, they get that energy. They get that super recovery mode when Miami plays. So I'm expecting Desmond Reed, who could run the ball, who could catch the ball out the flats, and then we saw what Turner did against Georgia Tech. This is going to be a good matchup, and it's basically the playoffs for Miami. Let's see what happens.
That big team meeting, and what do you say before this last game? Is there does the message ever change? Because now it's down to the last regular season game, Coach.
Yeah, the message, always gets tweaked a little bit from week to week, but it always does boil down to the core of our energy and our approach to preparation because, I know that a couple guys have mentioned it. Actually, Coach Cignetti out there in the end, I thought he said it best. He said at the beginning of the year, everybody shows up ready to play. And then at this time of year, it's who prepares and shows up prepared and ready to play, right? So I think it's obvious. I mean, this time of year, this is all playoff football, man. This is playoff football. This is what since you've been a kid, you're watching these games go up there up north in the cold, right? The field's a little bit tore up. They got a great team. We got a great team. We're fighting for the same stuff. The intensity should be through the roof. The crowd should be awesome, brother. Let's go play ball.
Yeah. Well, that's a good way to leave you right there, Coach. That was strong. And Mario, thank you, man. I appreciate you coming on, and good luck this week on the road in Pittsburgh.
I appreciate you, Joe. Go Canes.
All right.
I couldn't have said it better myself. It is playoff mode. And it's going to be a great holiday, man. What we're going to do is we're going to come out. We're going to watch Pitt win. And then, or not, oh, my bad. We're going to watch Miami win. Hold on now. We're going to watch Miami beat Pitt. And then we're going to have to hope that somebody else loses. We're going to have to hope that somebody else loses to either make the ACC championship game or move up in the standings. If Miami wins and all the other favorites win, I don't know if they're going to let Miami in this playoff. So step 1, defeat Pitt. Step 2, watch some good football and hope that something crazy can happen. Playoff football, man. Best time of the year. I can't believe this season's almost over, man. But let me know what y'all think about the interview. I'm out. Peace.